Both jaws, upper and lower. Nights in the hospital, I stayed 2 nights in the hospital, I believe. Yeah, what were the first few days like? For me, it was, the first few days are difficult. You do have pain, you have swelling, it's difficult to talk, but you can communicate, with whoever your caregiver is. You're on a liquid diet, very much just kind of, juice, broth, that kind of thing, a lot of water. But very slowly you start to get a little more confident overall. But yeah, that first week you can expect some difficulties. Sleeping upright, for instance, you definitely want to be on an incline, and yeah, you're going to be tired with the pain medication. How was I doing with the liquid diet? The first few days definitely are. It takes some adjustment. Honestly, I didn't feel hungry per se coming out. With juice and broth, it definitely keeps hunger at bay. Also, the water helps. Just you want to make sure you're hydrated. And slowly, I began to introduce meal replacement stuff like a Soylent or Manna or Slim Fast or Ensure. You can kind of start to get that in, and that definitely feels it feeds your caloric needs. But for the first few days, you actually don't feel that hungry, which was a pleasant surprise for me. Yeah. I was talking fairly normally after about a week and a half, and after 2 weeks, I do work on Zoom a lot. I'm on a lot of customer calls myself, so just letting people know, hey, if you hear me slurring, I've recently had jaw surgery. There's still some numbness, but by 2 weeks, you can communicate pretty effectively. Just don't overdo it. Your jaw does get tired. You don't want to be talking for too long without taking a rest. What was the hardest part in the last 4 weeks? I would say the hardest part was just kind of the numbness that you feel, which is great. It keeps the pain at bay, but you kind of have to learn to work around it. And you do, slowly feeling starts to come back, but in the meantime, you do have to kind of navigate, okay, I can't feel my lower lip, so when I'm chewing, I have to make sure not to bite it, things like that. At this point, I would say it was difficult, but I am very much pleased with my smile, the things that I have been able to chew. I notice I am chewing my food a lot better, and yeah, overall, I'm quite pleased with it. I don't know that I would have said the same thing, after 3-4 days, but yeah, now that it's a few weeks have gone by, I'm definitely starting to notice the benefits. Was the pain worse? It was a little, well. The discomfort was worse than I expected. My anesthesiologist did a great job with the pain, with making sure I was comfortable before any medication was administered, and my surgeon let me know that I was going to have this numbness, but I'll take numbness over pain. So the pain wasn't too bad. The numbness was a little unexpected, but overall, I wouldn't say it's the most painful experience I've had, not by a long shot. Was I surprised by the swelling? A little bit, yeah. The first few days, you will be very, very puffy. That is going to be difficult to avoid. But ibuprofen helps. Making sure you have the ice packs help. Lymphatic massage also very helpful, I found. But it does start to go down. You sort of reach this peak where it's like, I feel like my face is going to pop, and you're there for day and a half, and then it really does start to go down. So the swelling wasn't as bad. It wasn't as long as I expected it to be, but it was about as bad as I expected it to be.